Don't you smoke one?
Podcast hit 1,000 views. Show out on this bitch, yeah. It's time to celebrate. From the bottom to the top. Mr. Showout, yeah. Mr. Showout.
What up, what up, what up? How is everybody doing on this Monday night, baby? I hope everybody is doing well. Hope everything is good. Yo, it's Mr. Showout, man. I got something to say, and I hope everybody is doing well. Listen, today is Monday, and Mondays are usually my motivational Mondays. Where I leave you with something to push you through out your week. So today, I usually always say keep pushing. I used to say stay humble on working out your troubles. I talk about that a lot, but today on Monday's motivation, I want to, kind of reintroduce myself to the world and, you know, kind of really give you some insight of the purpose of my podcast. And the reason why I want to do it this way, because I want you guys to really understand the motives, the reasoning, the background story of what made me come up with Showout's Corner. Um, Basically, it's Showout's Corner because I do a lot of different things, and it's always been a goal of mine to be on television. Um, Ever since I've seen Michael Jackson perform, I was like, yeah, I want to do that. And I used to mimic Michael Jackson as a kid growing up. Um, then I really got into the cooking and I got into music, you know. So the background story behind this is I'm adopted, right? For those of you who don't know, I am adopted. And I never met my parents, my birth parents. And, you know, my mother was my social worker before she decided to save my life and adopt me so that I would have a family to call my own. You know what I'm saying? So when I, you know, grasp the fact of how powerful of a move and a statement that was for her to take her job so seriously as a social worker and to see me. And I've never asked her, but I'm going to ask her one day, and I'm going to sit her down, and she's going to be one of our interview. I'm going to ask her what was it about me that you wanted to be my mother and felt that you needed to pour into my life, because if it wasn't for me having a strong mother, I wouldn't be where I am today. And, people say that, oh, adopted kids are lost. They're a waste of time. They're just a check. My mama wasn't one of those. She wasn't one of those that adopted for a check. Like, excuse me, y'all. Like, it's an old church song that says it's in my heart. It's in her heart to really love, to care, and to pour into others. And I really got that from her. Like, it's not about the money. It's not about a materialistic thing. It's all about pouring greatness into others, because eventually you're going to reap the benefits. So I started pouring into others at a young age. I was heavily involved in the church. Believe it or not, at one point in my life, I wanted to be a pastor, and I got really into the church, like in Eagle Ivory and a lot of stuff, and that's how I met a lot of people. And I felt my calling at a young age, which was my positive thinking. Like I think differently, I see things different, I interpret things into ways that a lot of people don't really look at things. And at a young age, I was speaking in front of crowds of what 11. How many people be at Eagle Eye? About 1,100, 15, maybe more of my peers, and able to touch them in ways that I really was. People don't really understand that when I was giving them speeches and I was telling them, it's just me going through things. I was in and out of jail, what I'm saying, giving out these speeches. I was battling demons, what I'm saying, and you know, even still trying to press forward. So when I tell people that I really wanted to be a pastor, like it's all because it's always been in me to pour into others. It's just life steered me away. It's not steered me away, but it didn't steer me away from him. It just steered me away from that. Okay, so around we were what 16, 17 at this time. Now we're 18, 19. I go to college. I should have stayed in college, but I made a few mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And I really wasn't focused. It wasn't for me. I wanted to be out there. I wanted to make this money. I started selling drugs. Became my own little personal taxi. Fighting, drinking. Really, heavy with it. Um, I had no purpose. I was running track, and I'm running track. Um, I'm like, dang, you're running track for a college, a university, like HBCU at that, St. Paul's University. Shout out to all my St. Paul Tigers. You're you're well known. You're doing good. Um, like why are we still chasing? The school was too close to home though. I could easily get back home and touch things I know I shouldn't have been touched. I should have been focused on school. I'm in the city partying. I'm coming back to the city chasing girls. I'm coming back to the city to make a play. You know what I'm saying? Like, should have been in school studying and working on my craft. And, I could have been something. But I messed up my dream. You know what I'm saying? So, long story short, I got caught up. Caught a real charge. I was catching slaps on the wrist up and down. But I caught a real charge. Sent me to Piedmont Regional Facility. You know what I'm saying? I did my time there. Came back home. Got a nice little job. Working at a truck stop. I got, you know what I'm saying? I actually got fired from the truck stop and then got hired the next day um, to the other side of the truck stop and became the supervisor and manager there. And I was doing good. I was ready to take off. And then, I did it again. I backslid and I did some things and I almost, got thrown away for 5. I was like, man, let me go do something with my life. And I joined the military, right? And I found my niche back in the kitchen. You feel me? The military put me through a lot of things. It helped me grow up as a man. The 9 years I did, it woke me up. Okay, so in that time, I've had my son, and now I've had my son now, and I have my daughter, Joy. Sincere and Joy was born, right? And I think about that time when Sincere was born, till 2009, like I think my life really hit a. Yeah, that's when I started doing a real 360. I tried to leave the streets alone, but I became an alcoholic, and the alcohol was really taking over me as a person, and you know becoming an alcoholic and trying to be a good father at the same time, it was really wasn't a good combination because it was, leading me to do so many things that I couldn't control because I was already gone here. You know what I'm saying? So like the heart was there, but the mind was gone. So I couldn't get us on the same level. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, time goes, I make these mistakes. One thing leads to another. And here we are now, and I'm 36, be 37 this year. Pray to God I make it, in 6 months, 4 days. Excuse me. Excuse me. And, you know, so that is the show out. How you get to staying home and working out your trouble. Because my whole life I was born into trouble. I was always put in a situation to handle a lot of tough things. Carried my first casket when I was like 10. I carried a little young boy that that we're really close to. I remember his Nathan Cottrell. God rest his soul. He could sing his butt off, and like he looked up to me, and we were really close. And that was the first time I ever carried a casket. And then I carried my uncle's casket. I carried my granddaddy's casket, my grandmother's casket. After that, and I carried my sister's her grandmother's casket, and what I'm saying, like carrying. I started the deaths became like coming back to back to back, and it seemed, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I gotta do something the right way because the people that I've loved and that's close to me, they're passing, and I mean, I know I'm not killing them, but I just feel like if I would have had my spirit and my heart and my mind on the same level, I maybe things could have been different. But who knows. But see, now I started to get my life together, and this is the part where you gotta tap in with me here. And I'm saying this to say this: no matter what I done, it was always in my mind that I have to do better than what I did yesterday. Like I'm proud of the mistakes that I've made. I don't want to make them again, but the fact that I made them, it built this person who I am today. So when I tell people that I'm a living testimony, I am. I went from like hard, from seeing my son and my daughter like every single day to a moment to where at one time the devil hit me, bow, like right there in the jaw, and my daughter and my son was snatched at the same time, and I was like, yo. I don't know where I'm fighting. Like, how you getting jumped and you like, oh, my back. You got to figure out which way we going, which way. You know what I mean? And that's what I've been doing. So that's why I scream Fathers Matter, because this wasn't, see, the thing is, people always say that all these memes about what a man should have done, or what a man can't handle, but you don't know like a real story of the man. So that's why the Fathers Matter is always what I'm telling y'all, because the world act like we don't exist, act like we don't exist at all. And I tell you that because if you look at statistics, the moms side of the family, they're all hands on and more in tune. And most of the time, sometimes I don't know why, the father side is it's always and then it always looks as if the guy doesn't have no support. You feel me? And even when you go to the courts, it's always the man. When he goes to court, he's by himself, his legs shaking, heads down. Women, they're always in court, smiling, got the gang, got a group, and they don't even have to be telling the truth. It just has to be said. You feel me? So it's all about understanding that we have to stop beating ourselves up as men. And if the world is going to beat us up, we got to stay together. And my whole life has always been about showing that no matter what mistakes that I've ever made in my life, before I started making a lot of mistakes, I was in a place where everybody felt like, oh, hey, good. See, once I started to explore on my own and to develop, and I stopped thinking how you want me to think, the calls stop, the text stop, the invitations stop. But I'm still the same person. I just made some bad choices. But now I'm here and I'm a CEO. I'm doing pretty well. I feel I am. And I just wanted to share that little story, about who I am and where I come from. So you can understand why this is so powerful to me and why it means so much to me. Because I want to show that I am somebody, even when people count me out. Like, it's people that count me out right now, and make their assumptions about me because of who I used to be. But see, I'm no longer that person. If you follow my journey and you get to know me now, who I am right now is it's the same, but much better. You understand? That's why I tell y'all to never give up, to embrace the struggle. Stop trying to hide from it. That's the problem. The difference between me and everybody else, I've never had a problem with sharing my struggles with anybody. Like, I'm scrolling through my Facebook posts before, my old joints. I used to spaz out. I used to be in a bad place, but I wasn't afraid to let it be known. You feel me? I want y'all to just not to be afraid to go through those things. You got to go through trials and tribulations. The only way you can build your character up. Like, it's the truth. And I mean, some people all want to tell me how I should do things and tell me, like, I respect everybody's opinion, but you got to understand how this is more, this is here. Like, I want this so bad that I can't give up. I can't give up. Like, I started this 2 years ago, and I'm not where I should be. I should be further than I am because I keep on allowing my heart and mind to become unbalanced, but I have to keep them balanced so we can keep pushing forward. Yo, but I appreciate the time. Appreciate y'all for listening. Hey, this was just to let you guys know who I was. You know what I'm saying? To see where I'm coming from, to see why I pushing this like this. Yes, still, Fathers Matter. Please run that up. Run that up. Hey, my daughter Zariah birthday is January 22nd, right? Zariah Legacy is on YouTube, it's on Pandora, it's on Spotify. Can y'all run them views up for me? Can y'all run that song? Or just play the song. Just play it, 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 play it for me. Please. It's your boy, Mr Showout, man. I got something to say. Yeah, I appreciate the time. As always, stay humble on working out your troubles. That's the motto. Only God is medicine. All the other stuff is irrelevant. Hey, man, this new year, man, you don't got no time to be negative. Don't got no time to be upset. Smile, be happy, and accomplish them goals. It's your boy, Mr Showout, signing off. Peace.